Welcome back to Daytime. It's time for Maggie and the Moms, where we celebrate but never sugarcoat parenting. Joining us for some mom talk today are Michelle Bremer. She's a fashion stylist with Runway Translator, so check her out on social media. She is also a mother of two. Deanna Moore is our executive producer here at Daytime. She's also a mother of two beautiful little girls. And Laura Byrne is back, the editor of Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine. She juggles that job with raising her two boys. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
You good?
Don't fall. I'll make it.
You good? So we're going to start today with a simple question that really doesn't have a simple answer. Should parents give their kids money or gifts for doing chores, for good behavior, for good grades? All right, so there's a psychologist who writes the Ask Your Mom column at parents.com, and she says that money may work in the short term, but in the long term, it doesn't last. This is what you should do if you insist on giving them rewards. Reward the effort, not the outcome. In other words, if your child struggles with, let's say, procrastination, reward them for getting a head start on a project, not on the final grade they got for that project. Reinforce good behavior with frequent rewards. This one's interesting. If you want to build a habit, let's say you want to get your kid to do homework every day when she gets home from school, if she does that consistently for a week, give her a little reward, and every week that she does that, she'll get a little reward. That's why teachers give stickers. Little reward, though. Don't go buying a big old Lego set for doing your homework. That's too much. And practice, I like this one a lot. Behaviorism versus bribery. Behaviorism, she says, is rewarding your kids after the behavior. Bribery is rewarding them before. It's like when you say, here's a cookie, but you need to go brush your teeth after. No bueno. All right, what do you guys think?
Well, I learned a lot, actually. This article was enlightening to me. We do pay for A's and B's. You know, we have a 6th grader and an 8th grader, and it's just something that my husband and I do. Not much, but when they get A's and B's on their report card, we give them a little bit of money. And I liked the idea of actually rewarding the process and rewarding them for the activities that lead up to that. So I think we're going to think about incorporating, you know, something like that to really kind of, like she said, you know, help them with those long-term habits.
Exactly. What about you, Deanna?
Well, mine are still young, so right now I'm not dealing with the grades thing. My kindergartner just got all E's, but I feel like I'm not going to pay for grades, but I'm okay with paying for chores. Little increments so that they can learn about money, that they know that if they do something, if they work, they can get paid for it, and then they can buy their own things like ice cream. They love when the ice cream man comes around, but mommy's not buying it for them anymore. They are going to work for it, so they're going to clean their room, and they're going to help me, you know, unload the dishwasher. Just little things that I'll pay for, but not everything.
And that's a good life lesson, because that's how life works. What about you, Laura?
I'm in the same boat as Deanna. My boys are still pretty young, so we're not quite at that age where we're going to be paying for grades for report cards. I look at it, the article is actually really great as I look toward the future, because we are starting to enter those years where, you know, the A's and B's, those are going to start mattering. And I look back, even when I was growing up, I was rewarded for good grades. So it did work for me, but, you know, obviously it's also, you got to put the hard work and the effort into it as well. So it's definitely something for me to think about as well, and it was a great piece. And I also liked what she said about the bribery. You know, people ask me often, how do you handle taking your kids to theme parks by yourself all the time, or going to the beach by yourself all the time? I was like, well, I bribe them, but I guess technically I'm not bribing them because I reward them after the fact.
There you go.
For that good behavior.
So she justified what you're doing, and you like that.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so this is but it was a great piece, and definitely something to consider and start thinking about as they grow up and get older.
Yeah, I learned a lot from it.
Yeah, so we do pay for chores as well, but we also don't pay for chores that don't get completed or are done halfway. So if technically I look at your room and you picked up your room, but how you did it was shoving everything into a drawer and that drawer's a mess, you don't get credit for that one. And as far as the good grades, we don't pay for that. We reward, which this author also talked about, we reward that with experiences. So after every report card, if that report card is a reflection of your maximum effort, not if it's all A's, if it's a reflection of your maximum effort, we all go out for dinner as a family. So instead of money, we reward with experiences. All right, let's move on to topic number 2, and we're going to get it from our wheel. Spin number 1 today is Insta moms. Okay, some of you have seen this, some of you have not. We highlight some posts from some moms on Instagram who make us laugh or make us reflect, or both. Today, we want to talk about the exhaustion of motherhood, which is a real thing, and Linda Fruit's take on it. Her account, Fruits of Motherhood, she has such funny stuff. At least after a long, hard day of motherhood, you can look forward to a long, hard night of motherhood, too. Amen, sister. She also says the amount of tired I feel every morning just doesn't seem fair for literally just waking up. And lastly, I've never loved a single human so much in my entire life, and I've also never been so excited for 7:30 p.m., their bedtime, in my entire life. It's real. It's exhausting. I feel like I'm constantly exhausted, and sadly, I've just accepted that as a part of life. How do you cope, Laura?
You know, what is it that saying, it's someday we'll miss these days, right? So I try to remind myself of that. Yes, we're exhausted, we're tired, and I totally agree. 7:30 is my favorite time of day too. I love my kids. My favorite time of day is when I get to pick them up from school and seeing how excited they are to see me. And then also when we get to send them off to bed and kind of put the day to rest. But it's hard, especially, you know, it's hard if you're a full-time mom. It's hard if you're working and you're a mom. Parenthood is tough. Life is tough in general, even if you don't have kids. It's exhausting, especially right now. So just cut yourself a break.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Deanna?
Okay, have you heard of sleep procrastination?
No.
It's this new phenomenon where parents, because they are parenting so much during the day, or they're working and they're parenting, they procrastinate on going to bed.
I've heard
So
this,
they'll
yeah.
wait until like midnight so they can catch up on TV or social media or just being with their spouse or significant other, because they don't have their me time. And now they're losing out on sleep just because of all of the constructs of the day.
That
So-
doesn't sound like a smart idea.
It doesn't, but we're all doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like this whole panel would probably have
I've been guilty of it.
pushed it.
Sleepwalking.
Yeah.
I do something different. Maybe I do it in reverse. So I get up an hour or 45 minutes earlier than I need to, so that I have the house to myself, quiet, and that's when I have my me time. That's when I work out. And even though technically if I slept more, I'd be less exhausted theoretically, this actually makes me feel more alert starting my way that day. What about you, Michelle?
Well, I feel like when they were young, when they were babies, it was exhausting. And life in general seems exhausting right now because I'm just very busy all around. But in terms of parenting, we're at the point where we're all driving together, and I'm not exhausted due to the parenting at this point. Just exhausted.
Just exhausted. Yeah. All right, let's get to topic number 2. Topic number 2 on the wheel, saving money, honey, a money saving tip for us. Go ahead, Michelle.
My money saving tip would be that before you go to the grocery store, plan your meals. Literally write down what you want to have for dinner, get with the family and decide for the next 4 days, this is what we're having. Because we find that when we don't do that and we just go willy-nilly in the grocery store, by Tuesday, you know, we're out of dinners, let's go out to eat, let's do some takeout, you know, that's where it starts to add up.
We do that, and that's 100% true. Deanna?
So if there are any sort of birthday reward programs, join those and have every single member of your family join them, so that when their birthday comes, you get like a free ice cream at Culver's, or you get free coffee at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, and everybody gets to save a little money and get a little free treat on their birthday.
Why wouldn't you take advantage of that, right? Yeah, Laura?
All right, so we cook a lot at home, and I love using fresh herbs, but those are expensive at the grocery store. So a few years ago, we planted our own organic herb garden, and we have plenty of everything, enough to probably supply a small village. It's wonderful. I love it. And the fact that they're fresh. So now my new thing is edible flowers. So because those are pretty expensive. I looked at the prices like, whoa, I'm going to plant my own and see what happens. So I'll let you know what happens in about a couple months.
Oh, I'm excited.
See if it works out.
That's cool. Well, I make my own coffee. You hear this a million times, and I never did it until I actually did the math. So I just drink Dunkin' Donuts Original Blend, which if I make it home tastes exactly the same as the one I'm getting in the coffee shop, except when I buy it there, I pay $1.59 per cup. And when I make it at home out of my big container, I pay 12 cents per cup.
Oh, nice.
So
you
just
can't
think
beat
of
that.
that.
She's
All right.
helping
Yeah.
me save because
I know.
we make coffee for
make
each other
coffee
in the
here?
morning.
Yes, we do. All right, one last quick one. I think we can get it in. Hopefully it's a quick one. Okay, mom hacks. Let's shoot them out. Go ahead, Laura.
All right, so we just celebrated Earth Day. We reduce, reuse, recycle. How about revive? If clothing, when it fades, dye it, especially black clothing. It tends to fade pretty quickly. Black dye, and it's back to new again.
And they sell it at the grocery store.
They
I've
do.
seen it.
Couple bucks.
Go ahead.
Cook with your kids, because they will eat something if they help you make it. So if it's cauliflower or any vegetable, they're actually going to eat it because they're proud of their work.
Yes. Michelle?
I just have a simple, closet hack where if you have boots, knee boots, to keep them upright, just fold old magazines or newspapers and put them in there so they'll stand up.
A
love
fashion
you.
stylist would know. That's a great one. I'm kind of running out of mom hacks to share because we do this so often. So I guess since we had Insta Moms, I'll just give you one that I saw on Instagram. This woman said, tell lamer bedtime stories than your spouse so that they'll always call him when it's story time instead of you. So
I
you
like
can
that.
get to bed. Ladies, thanks. Great
Thank
having you.
you.
And we always love hearing from you as well. Please reach out to me on Instagram at Maggie Rodriguez TV and send us your suggestions for Maggie and the moms. And send me some mom hacks because really I need ideas. Daytime will be right back.